Hello and welcome once again to the political rumble. The 2024 general election continues to rumble, as does our show. We're now entering round 4 of this 7-round marathon. This is a round where 88 seats across 12 states and a union territory are at stake. This is the round in states that the ruling NDA has much at stake. The BJP-led alliance won 61 of these seats in 2019. But remember, there is much at stake for the India alliance as well. The Congress, for example, swept Kerala with 19 out of 20 seats to the UDF, and the entire state of Kerala goes to the polls on Friday. So here we are, back again with the political rumble, with the X factors that could influence voting patterns. We'll tell you what to expect come tomorrow. Joining us on the political rumble, Sanjay Kumar, co-director, Lokniti, CSDS and Cephologist. Rajat Sethi joins me, political commentator and associated with the BJP in the past. Rahul Verma, fellow Centre for Policy Research with us. And I'm also joined by Anand Kochukudi. Remember, he's a senior journalist based in Kerala, so he'll give us a unique Kerala perspective based in Kochi. I appreciate all of you joining us on the show today. I want to turn first up to the X factors in those two key states, starting with Kerala first, because we are starting way down south. Will the Gandhi factor, the Rahul Gandhi factor, remember he's contesting tomorrow, work once again for the Congress in Kerala like it did in 2019? Will Pinarayi Vijayan's firm stand on the Citizenship Amendment Act help the CPM win the Muslim vote this time outside Malabar? They lost it to the Congress last time. Will the fierce Congress versus left fight squeeze the BJP out, or can the BJP break its duck? Will the state Congress's bid to make the poll referendum on Vijayan's rule work? And what happens to the BJP's outreach to the church? And Prime Minister Modi's promise of Vikas in Kerala, can it strike a chord? Lots of questions. Sanjay Kumar, last time, and I'll put up the numbers, 19 out of 20 in Kerala went the way of the UDF, led by the Congress. Is the Congress at an advantage, you believe, in a state like Kerala because Rahul Gandhi himself is contesting from Wayanad?
See, if you compare it with 2019 Lok Sabha election, it would be very difficult for the Congress to repeat its performance, though Congress still remains in a strong position. And remember, this is not a state where BJP is a formidable force. So Congress performs very badly when Congress is up against BJP. Congress has been able to do reasonably well in some of the states where it is up against the regional parties. Now, Kerala is a state where they have performed well in 2019. They are likely to perform well this time also, but not because Rahul Gandhi is a factor. I don't think that Rahul Gandhi contesting from Wayanad or being an MP from Wayanad in 2019 is having a positive impact for the Congress in all other constituencies. Yes, it is about party support base. Party has been strong in Kerala over a period of time. That would contribute to Congress performing well even in 2024 elections in Kerala.
Let me bring in Anand as we play visuals also of Rahul Gandhi on the campaign trail in Wayanad. Anand, what's your sense? Is there a Rahul factor? Just as we talk about the Modi factor in the north, should we be talking about a Rahul Gandhi factor in a state like Kerala?
I would tend to agree with Sanjay ji that Rahul Gandhi may not be so much of a factor this time in 2024 compared to 2019. There was a novelty factor, of course, then, and he was slated as the, he was, likely to be the PM if the opposition alliance or the UPA, which existed then, came to power. But as of now, there's the India bloc and the BJP looks far ahead. But it's true that Rahul Gandhi is quite popular in Kerala and even in Tamil Nadu. In 2019, the nationalism plank of BJP worked everywhere. The issue was national security, and it worked everywhere except in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So Rahul Gandhi certainly has some popularity. And what's also, the Kerala chief minister has been attacking Rahul Gandhi for the last few days. And the public opinion seems to have gone in favor of Rahul Gandhi in that, after that.
But you mentioned Anand, you briefly mentioned the BJP there. that its plank in 2019 worked in other, nationalism plank worked in other states, but Kerala seems to march to its own beat. Is that changing, given the fact that the BJP has invested a lot of political capital this time in Kerala? We've seen the likes of Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Union Minister, now taking on Shashi Tharoor in Thiruvananthapuram, Suresh Gopi in Thrissur. These are the two seats they are looking at, we are told, closely.
That's true. The BJP is putting up a very good fight in Thiruvananthapuram, where Rajiv Chandrasekhar has dominated the discourse. But it's another matter whether he can win. It's actually a direct fight between Shashi Tharoor and Rajiv Chandrasekhar and the left candidate, Pandyan Ravindran, the former MP. He is no more in contention, it would seem. And in Thrissur, it's a proper triangular contest where Suresh Gopi has a very good chance of winning because he is very popular among the women as a movie actor, and also because he has been doing a lot of charity work. So
you're not ruling out the possibility of the BJP breaking its duck in Kerala. You're not ruling out that possibility. Who knows? There could be a surprise, you're saying. Thrissur and Thiruvananthapuram, of course, the two seats. Rahul Verma, what's your sense that the BJP hoping to break its duck, but it appears from here that Shashi Tharoor, for example, remains a front runner in Thiruvananthapuram, and the battle is principally Congress versus left. In fact, what are the implications for the India alliance of these two allies fighting each other in Kerala? Are they squeezing the BJP out as a result?
See, Rajdeep, it's difficult to say whether BJP would be able to open its account in Kerala or not. Given that they are still a sort of a distant third party, they have 15 to 16% of vote share. So just by virtue of vote share, I don't think BJP is in a position to be able to convert seats. While it is possible that in a couple of states they are in good fight, as you mentioned about Thiruvananthapuram and Thrissur, but I would still say that the chances of BJP able to convert those seats are difficult. Second point, because for the left parties, Kerala is their now last bastion. They have lost Tripura. They have also lost Bengal, have been squeezed there. So for left parties, it is very, very important to perform in Lok Sabha elections in Kerala, because in 2 years, the left government would have already completed 10 years and there would be heavy anti-incumbency against them. So it's important for them to be able to retain or win some seats in Kerala. And given the fight between them and the kind of attacks we have seen between left front and Congress, it would be hard for a third front to now break in and win seats.
Rajat Sethi, some say it's almost strategic that you get the left and the Congress to fight each other bitterly as they have in Kerala this time, Vijayan and Rahul Gandhi making attacks on each other. It squeezes out the BJP. Would you concede that Kerala remains still a bridge too far for the BJP?
So, Rajdeep ji, I think BJP has been experimenting on various kinds of social engineering in the state of Kerala. So far, it hasn't been successful, but it has certainly created a dent, a cadre base across the length and breadth of the state, right from North Kerala all the way till Thiruvananthapuram. BJP can actually boast of having ground workers in many of these constituencies. What is still missing is that social calculus, which can start working and converting seats for the BJP. BJP has made concerted effort. They started doing door-to-door reach out to the Christian community. After the Manipur incident, there were a lot of questions to the local BJP leadership, but the BJP leadership did not shy away trying to explain what exactly is happening in Manipur and why it was not a communal issue between Hindus versus Christians. So that kind of an explanation they have been doing for the past 3-4 months. But nonetheless, BJP is very clear. And in run-up to that, I believe a lot of bishops and church leadership were called to Christmas Eve at Prime Minister's residence as well. So that's all a concerted effort to reach out to the Christian community. The second community that they are reaching out to is the Iravas. They experimented with SNDP in the previous assembly election, did not work very well. But I think that is one one Hindu community which BJP would continue its sharp gaze on in the days to come, in the months to come.
Anand, in conclusion, I remember traveling through Kerala in the early 1990s covering an assembly election, and we barely saw a BJP flag. Now, of course, there is a visible presence. The Christian community that Rajat mentioned, Edavas, they've tried in the past. Do you really see the BJP being able to craft some kind of a social engineering platform in a state like Kerala? Or have they, do they lose out because of the nature of the entrenched politics of the left and Congress?
Actually, it's a bit of both, Rajdeep. The social coalition that the BJP is trying to build, it's almost impossible to build that because the minorities in Kerala have traditionally been anti-BJP and have aligned with the Congress. Now the BJP is planning to, weaken the Congress and enter into that space, which becomes almost, impossible kind of thing. And the Irava community that the BJP is talking about, it's actually the Irava community that the BJP should be courting because the Iravas are the solid vote bank of the left. It's actually, the only way the BJP can create space in Kerala is by destroying the left, which is also not easy because they have the biggest cadre base in Kerala. So the church, whatever the BJP might do, the church is not going to, come the BJP's way because every day something is happening or the other in other states outside Kerala, and all the people who are affected are people who have gone from Kerala, and every day these things are happening. So whatever outreach the BJP makes, these people know that these things are happening. Now this happens unabated. The Hindutva, the outside the BJP, the Sangha Parivar elements, they cannot be reined in by the BJP. So what's the point in reaching out to the community, Christian community, beyond a point?
Okay. The fact is, as I said, Kerala is the one state where the India alliance ke dono haath mein laddu. Whether it's the Congress that dominates, as it traditionally does in national elections in Kerala, or the left springs a surprise, either way, 20 seats on offer, and you would expect possibly all 20 to go to India alliance unless a surprise is pulled up in a Thiruvananthapuram or a Thrissur. Anand, thank you very much, because I'm going to move on now to my next state, and I'm turning to the other state that goes to the polls tomorrow, this time in two phases, but the first big phase, 14 out of 28 seats, including Bengaluru, Karnataka, is the state I'm turning to, one of my favorite states in the country, absolutely beautiful like Kerala. The big questions, X factors, will the state stick by its tradition of voting differently in state and general elections? Is this a battle between Prime Minister Modi's guarantees versus Chief Minister of the Congress, Siddaramaia's guarantees? Will the BJP-JDS alliance have an edge in southern Karnataka? This, remember, is the JDS stronghold as well. Will Hindutva pitch work for the BJP after their assembly poll setback? You've seen also how a case in Hubli, terrible crime, has become a love jihad twist, has got a love jihad twist. Will factional feud hurt the BJP after its defeat, remember, last year in the assembly elections? Now joining us, Ramkrishna Upadhyay, senior journalist, joined me from Bengaluru. But I want to turn to you, Professor Sanjay Kumar, first to explain this. It doesn't happen in many other parts of the world, and even in India, that elections are held so soon after each other, Assembly and Lok Sabha, and they vote very differently. Karnataka has been doing it now for almost 40 years, since the mid-1980s. What explains it?
Rajdeep, very difficult when you say it has been happening in the state for the last 20, 30 years. If it was only 10 years, it's an easy explanation, Modi factor. But it's very difficult to explain why people in Karnataka have always voted differently. And not only differently, always a preference for BJP when it comes to the Lok Sabha elections, even though the BJP may have got a bad performance in an assembly election which may have happened few months ago. So it has always been the case that a preference for BJP among the Karnataka voters when it comes to the Lok Sabha election. My own sense is that that's again likely to happen in 2024. Modi factor is there, but I think if you go by the 2019 performance of BJP, the chances of BJP slipping down is very high because BJP had won 25 out of the 28 seats. This time BJP is only contesting 25 seats. If they manage to win all, they could do that. They could bring about that surprise. But my own sense is that BJP is slightly on a slippery wicket. They might lose a couple of seats in Karnataka. Also because now Congress has a very strong, it has emerged as a strong party in Karnataka. They have managed to form the government. And we should not forget, there are two strong regional leaders heading the Congress in state. They might bring some surprises for the Congress, but not to the extent of, like Congress winning 5, 6, 8 or 10 seats.
Rajat Sethi, if the BJP were to look at a map of India or the map tomorrow of the seats going to of the areas going to the polls, this will be one area they'll look at very closely. They won 12 out of 14 here last time, mainly even through the Vocaliga belt of southern Karnataka. But they've since gone ahead and tied up with H.D. Kumaraswamy's JDS. So clearly the BJP is a little worried given what happened in the 2023 assembly elections. They need an ally whom they called corrupt and dynastical only a year ago. How do you see the BJP in southern Karnataka in this election? Could this be a potential worry point for the BJP?
Well, Rajdeep I think Karnataka was going to be an interesting election, but I don't know why, you can only ask Congress leadership, would they come out with this Muslim reservation boogie? Muslims were anyway voting for the Congress party. What do you electorally gain by giving them reservation right just a few hours before the campaigning was closed?
No. 1 minute. I've checked that, and this reservations was notified by Virappa Moili's government in 94, and in 95, Deva Gowda implemented it. So it's not as if it's something which has sprung as a surprise.
No, wonderful. And can you please explain to me, since you've done so much research, why is it in news cycle? Or should I share the notification with the audience?
No, the notification is the National Commission for Backward. No, the fact is it's not as if the Karnataka government has not been hiding it. You're making the point that you believe that the Muslim reservation, the way it's being pitched just before the election, will hurt them. The point I'm making is not something new. It was part of their manifesto even in the 2023 elections.
Well, Rajdeep you have been a great analyst, but you've called me on the show for certain inputs. I am sharing those inputs. A clear-cut case in Karnataka was that, certain seats were getting close in, and, and this was the reason why BJP had to go into the alliance as well. Clearly, South Karnataka was one area where they felt the weakest, and they had to break the stronghold of Vocaligas when it comes to national elections by the Congress party. They went ahead and ensured that they ally with JDS. JDS doesn't stand to gain a lot, by the way. JDS is losing its minority votes. They are going away. But keep this in mind that together with BJP, the social engineering works considerably well in seats like Mandya and seats like Bangalore rural. And it adds up. It's an accretive alliance. It's not something where both the parties are losing out. And on top of that, these layers of polarization and reverse polarization, courtesy the Congress and Congress' approach of handling the Hubli issue, as well as the reservation issue, are too many issues to polarize Karnataka enough to swing and give a sweep for BJP in that state. Things could have been different had it been a month back, us analyzing the elections of Karnataka.
Interesting. Now, what you're saying is there is polarization at one level on religious grounds, you believe, post-Hubli, post the announcements that the Siddaramaiah government has made. Some say even the Rameshwaram Cafe and the way that's played out. And on the other side, of course, there is the alliance, the arithmetic alliance between BJP and JDS, which across southern Karnataka comes to well over 50%. Ramakrishna Upadhyay, do you believe the BJP can repeat 2019, or is the Congress, which is in power there, it is also, remember, the bastion of both DK Shivkumar and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah? Can the Congress actually give the BJP a fight this time in southern Karnataka?
Well, Rajdeep, as you know, tomorrow there are going to be elections for 14 seats. And out of that, 11 is being contested by the BJP and 3 by the JDS. And most of it is in the old Mysore area. And, 2 coastal and Malnad regions. So that being the case, there is a clear fight between the Congress on one hand and JDS on the other for the Vocaliga belt. So it is in the Vocaliga belt that the battle is going to happen. And that is where, one has to carefully see how things move. Of course,
is it 50-50? Is it a 50-50 battle, or do you still believe because of the JDS? Do you believe there will be vote? Will the JDS voter vote for the BJP? Will the BJP voter vote for JDS? That becomes critical. Should that happen? If there is clear vote transfer, advantage BJP.
I think so. That seems to be happening. See, unlike the alliance between Congress and JDS in 2019, I see a clear alliance that's happened between the JDS because there's no conflict between the two parties. As you can see, BJP doesn't have too much of a vote bank, and JDS have invite votes. So these two, coalesce in that way, and that is helping each other.
So you're saying that the alliance, therefore, it's a complementary. It's interesting what you're saying. You're saying it's a complementary alliance. Rahul Verma, how do you see it? Do you believe that actually the BJP benefits from it? If anything, it's the JDS which remains the weak part. And we are seeing this in different states, that actually allies of the BJP are not, are the ones who could be, dare I use the word, kamzor kadi, or the weakling. The BJP itself benefits from it, and southern Karnataka could be one area where it, plus as Rajat Sethi is suggesting, there will be polarization. The polarization didn't work in the 2023 assembly. Even Bajrang Bali and all these cries of the Prime Minister didn't work. Do you see it happening in a Lok Sabha election? What didn't happen in Vidhan Sabha?
Well, Rajdeep, thank you. Let me make 3 points. First one, in Lok Sabha elections, BJP always has an advantage in Karnataka. And so they have been doing well there. Second point, I think we confuse between split voting and split outcome. See, what happens in Karnataka is that Janata Dal or Janata Dal secular now gets squeezed in Lok Sabha elections, while in Vidhan Sabha elections in different pockets of the state, it gets some vote. And so when it gets squeezed in Lok Sabha elections, what you end up seeing is inflated figures for the BJP in Lok Sabha elections. That is what is happening since 2004. Third point, even when BJP lost in Karnataka last year, BJP did really well in the Bengaluru and adjoining area, of course not in the deep belt, deep south. And this is where I think an alliance with JDS is going to help them. JDS in some ways was desperate to have this alliance because JDS has been continuously shrinking. And so, yes, it is possible that BJP in alliance with JDS is going to gain more than what JDS can gain from BJP. But for JDS, because it's also a question of survival, that's why they have went into this alliance. I don't think, polarization is always going to be part of electoral narrative of BJP. It will always bring in Hindu-Muslim question, but it alone cannot basically give them the winning edge. As we saw in last 2023 election, BJP did use that narrative and imported many of those instances. But again, because at the local level, the chief minister was not popular, there was charges of corruption and other things. Congress as a party and organization in Vidhan Sabha elections is as strong as BJP. And so BJP had to face a defeat in the 2023 election. So polarization alone is not going to work. What is important is that they have got a right alliance. PM remains very, very popular. And some of these factors that will basically help BJP in Karnataka. Whether they can repeat 2019 performance or not, that still remains to be seen.
That's the question, isn't it, Ramakrishna Upadhyay? Can the BJP repeat 25 out of 28 seats, given the fact that you have in Siddaramaiah, a relatively popular mass leader from the Congress, DK Shivkumar, resourceful? Do you believe the BJP can repeat 25 out of 28? Or what is the best case scenario that the BJP has in Karnataka? What's the best case scenario for the Congress?
Well, Rajdeep, I think Congress had a fighting chance in, let's say, about 6 to 8 seats. But this alliance is definitely going to be evidence for Congress to improve its performance. Because see, the JDS has 1.5 to 2 lakh votes in every constituency. So even though they won only 1 seat last time, they have 1.5 to 2 lakhs even in North Karnataka areas, which will benefit the BJP. Where there is a tight fight with the Congress.
So will they repeat? Do you see the BJP repeating? No, tomorrow, do you see BJP?
That is where
do you see BJP repeating 25 out of 28?
And then Bangalore rural and Mysore and all those regions. So this is where the alliance is both the parties. So the Congress will have to really fight hard to retain those seats, especially Bangalore rural, where DK Suresh is fighting against Dr. Manjunath, and it has 6 out of 8 assembly constituencies in rural areas. Suresh is very strong. But even then, Manjunath is giving a big fight to him because he has very popular doctor and also he belongs to the right family. Son-in-law of Devagowda. So that is why fight. It means that
that's a very interesting. We are having some problem with your audio, Mr. Upadhyay. Okay, I just want to mention to our viewers, the seat that Ramakrishna Upadhyay just mentioned, Bengaluru Rural, is one seat that will be looked at very closely in this election. That's where water crisis has also hit. Dr. Manjunath is the son-in-law of Devagowda, and he's been pitted against DK Suresh, who's the brother of DK Shivkumar. So that's the kind of contest that the BJP will hope to topple the Congress, the one seat that the Congress won in 2019 was Bengaluru rural. But remember, the Congress only won that one seat, so it can only go up, some would say. The BJP, therefore, will be looking very closely at Karnataka in this election. It's the one state that perhaps in the south, the BJP has always pinned its hopes on. 25 out of 28 seats last time. Can it repeat its performance there? We'll look at that closely. Let's move on to our next state that we are looking at in our X factors that goes to the polls tomorrow. And we are now looking at Uttar Pradesh. The big question, of course, now in Uttar Pradesh, we are looking at seats like Mathura, Hema Malini among the star contenders tomorrow, hoping to repeat her success. Will Mayawati split the opposition vote? A number of the constituencies going tomorrow have often had a substantial BSP vote in this part of Western UP. Will Akhilesh Yadav, who's just announced his candidature from Kannauj, galvanize the Samajwadi Party cadres? Will Rahul Gandhi, who's been pushing the caste census and promising revolutionary changes through wealth surveys, will that pitch work? And does the Modi-Yogi double-engine welfare model here give the BJP a decisive advantage? And does Hindutva remain UP's most potent political ideology? Dr. Sanjay Kumar, let's turn to Uttar Pradesh now. Again, this is a belt that the BJP will hope, presumably, to make gains in, given that last time they were against a BSP-SP alliance. What's your first take on Uttar Pradesh?
Rajdeep, my own sense is that if you look at the electoral arithmetic, one side BJP and its allies, and on the other side the Congress and the Samajwadi Party alliance. I think this is a very uneven kind of a contest which the 2024 elections would be witnessing in UP. I think BJP alliance is a formidable alliance. BJP did not perform as well as it was expected to perform in 2019. And when I say as well as it was expected, it is compared to their performance in 2014. BJP only managed to win 62 seats and the allies managed to win 2 more seats. So there is a lot of scope for BJP to improve upon. I think BJP is up for a massive inroads in UP. They can add up to maybe 7, 8, 10 seats to the tally of 2019. So my own sense is that when the two factors, first, Congress Samajwadi Party is not a formidable alliance, and BSP will be playing a game of spoiler. So BSP would be cutting into the vote share, which largely would be damaging the SP and Congress alliance. So that would result in BJP improving its tally compared to 2019.
You know, Rahul Verma, if you look at the first round and the second round was dominated last time in 2019. 7 out of the 8 seats going to the polls went to the BJP. The reports from the first round this time are mixed. There are some who are saying there are at least 2 to 3 seats where the opposition may even have had the edge. And now with Akhilesh Yadav contesting from Kannauj, the impression is the opposition believes things are not as bad as we analysts in studios made it out to be, that it will be a BJP sweep. It's now a seat-by-seat fight. Local factors are playing a role. Do you believe that there is some reason for the India Alliance to have any kind of hope in UP?
See, Rajdeep, not just in Uttar Pradesh, but across the northwest India, the opposition and especially the Congress party would hope that there is no national or state level sort of like move, but rather seat by seat and constituency by constituency contest, which actually brings them in competition with the BJP. I completely agree with what Sanjay ji said about Congress SP not being as formidable as the 2019 alliance of Samajwadi Party with BSP was, and BSP's candidate in many seats are going to hurt the alliance. But more importantly, comparison to the first phase, actually in the first phase, only 2 seats, Kairana and Muzaffarnagar, had a big Jat voting population, whereas all other seats had lower segments of population of Jat. Whereas in the second phase, most seats, Meerut, Baghpat, Ghaziabad, Bulandshahr, Aligarh and Mathura, they have a considerable population of Jats, and perhaps having the RLD as part of BJP alliance may be able to help BJP to retain its seat tally from 2019.
Rajat Sethi, it seems much like in southern Karnataka. The BJP wants to make sure that what doesn't want to take any chances goes ahead and ties up with Kumaraswamy. Does the same now with the RLD here in this part of Uttar Pradesh. It seems that the BJP wants these smaller parties, caste-based parties, to add to their incremental votes. We've seen it in the past. They've done it with parties like the Apna Dal also in Uttar Pradesh. In this election, the RLD on its side, does that make it this a formidable alliance in this Jat belt?
I think so. I think right from giving Bharat Ratna to the veteran former Prime Minister to getting Jayant on his side, and Jayant, he's a young emerging politician from Western UP. He has been canvassing much more than even local BJP leaders. And he has been giving his best, perhaps to prove a point that he brings in significant value to overall BJP's vote share in this region. And he's just trying to give his maximum impact in these seats. These are the last sort of areas where his influence would be seen closely by the BJP, and he might as well get rewarded with a ministerial berth eventually. So it's his point. It's his time to prove. And I think if anybody who's been traversing that part of Uttar Pradesh would know the amount of effort that he has put in. Therefore, I don't see any underlying issue, sugarcane issue, or any farmer-related issue, or a community issue, anything which is bothering the incumbent BJP's members of parliament or the incumbent leadership of Yogi Adityanath. It's a clean underbelly, as clean as it gets narrative-wise. So I think BJP goes up very, very strongly into these seats. Bagpat is one area where little bit, local anti-incumbency issues and all might be there. But other than that, I think it remains a clean affair overall.
So 7 out of 8 last time, and really the BJP will hope to at least repeat that in 2024. Let's turn now to the state of Bihar, where of course much has changed in the last 5 years, and these are the X factors that we'll be looking for in this part of the Bihar elections. Remember, it's the Kosi belt that goes to polls. Can Nitish Kumar hold on to his vote base? Many believe that it's the JDU which is the weak link in the alliance in Bihar. Can Team Tejaswi go beyond the Muslim Yadav vote bank? Tejaswi Yadav has been campaigning frenetically in this part of Bihar. Does Narendra Modi remain the most appealing leader, especially to aspirational voters? Will youth become a decisive force? Does caste remain the dominant factor? Sanjay Kumar, your home state, so you should know this better than anyone else. This particular belt of Bihar, we've got Pappu Yadav contesting as an independent. A lot of attention on him in Purnia in this phase of the polling. What's your sense about Bihar in general, but more specifically of this phase? Is Bihar far more competitive than neighboring Uttar Pradesh?
I don't see much difference between Bihar and UP when it comes to how the NDA or the India alliance are poised in posing challenge to each other. If you look at the Bihar, in Bihar also, if I look at the alliance between RJD, Congress, left and smaller other parties, numerically, if I go by the electoral arithmetic, it's a very weak alliance compared to the other alliance, which is the NDA alliance, which has the two formidable partners, BJP and JDU, and then there are other smaller regional parties. So electorally, NDA seems to be far ahead compared to the India alliance in Bihar. Second, I don't think that there is a very positive narrative. Yes, compared to, if I look at the image of the India alliance partner in UP or in Bihar, I think there's slight more positive image about the India alliance in Bihar, because Tejaswi is seen as a formidable leader now. There's no negativity about Tejaswi Yadav. So, but I think it's not enough to wean votes away from BJP or JDU, and that vote is not getting transferred to the India alliance partner. If that doesn't happen, I think there would still be a huge gap between the vote share or the support base of NDA and the India alliance partner. If RJD and Congress are able to, bring up surprises in few seats here and there, that's the only scenario I'm looking at in Bihar. Okay. I don't see that there is a huge inroad by the India alliance partner in Bihar.
So UP and Bihar, more or less, according to our experts, likely to move towards the NDA. But let's turn to an X factor in a state which a few weeks ago everybody thought was again a done deal for the NDA. But things could be changing in Rajasthan. Let's raise the X factors now in Rajasthan. Brand Modi, is he still the most decisive factor in a Lok Sabha election in a state like Rajasthan? Will a divided and weakened state leadership, though, hurt BJP? We've not seen much of Vasundhara Raje on the campaign trail this time. Are caste loyalties re-emerging as deciding factors? The Jat vote, the Gujjar vote, are they switching in some parts? Will local issues play a role? What about rebels and independents make an impact? Also the tribal vote in places in and around Dungarpur, Udaipur, how will that play out? Rahul Verma, in 2019, BJP sweeps 25 out of 25. Now the reports, even after the first round, is there are at least 3 or 4 seats that were competitive out of the 12. And there are reports that in seats like Baswada, where you've got the BAP, which is the strong tribal group emerging, again competitive. Is Rajasthan one of the states which could pull off 1 or 2 surprises?
Rajdeep, it depends on what our definition of surprise is going to be. See, it is of course difficult for any party to get 100 out of 100 every time, right? So because BJP has done that in 2014 and 2019, to be able to repeat the same level of performance third time is difficult. And yes, there are reports both on social media and any journalist you speak to that in certain seats, the elections have become much more localized and it has become competitive. But there are still no signs, or I haven't at least heard, that Congress campaign has suddenly got so much energized that they can sort of like win equal number or more seats than BJP. So to me, given the gap that BJP has in Lok Sabha election in 2019, in comparison to Congress, it would be hard for the Congress to be able to swing that, bring that kind of swing. And especially in a condition when BJP just won the Vidhan Sabha elections in 2023. Yes, these local level factors and rebels are going to make some seats much more uncertain. But whether BJP is going to lose all of those seats, it's harder to say at this moment.
I want to turn to from Rajasthan to Madhya Pradesh. Remember, these are the states where the BJP won big in 2019. They also won the assembly election just a few months ago. Here are the X factors. Modi factor, is it unbeatable? Is there an absence of a Congress national leadership from the campaign that gives the BJP an edge? Very little Congress campaigning in what is a bipolar state, by and large, Congress versus BJP. Will local issues make an impact in some parts of Madhya Pradesh? Rajat Sethi, has the BJP virtually, when it makes its numbers taken for granted, tick mark Rajasthan, tick mark Madhya Pradesh? These are states where you want, where the BJP hopes to completely dominate the landscape, and nothing really gives the sense in a state like Madhya Pradesh that the Congress has got its act together. So is the BJP looking at these states for total domination?
Well, look from the voters' standpoint. What choice do they have? You're talking about Rajasthan. You were talking about the seat called Banswara seat. Congress went at the last stage into an alliance with the BAP party, the Bharat Adivasi party, and their own, leader who got the Form AB refused to return and refused to withdraw from that contest. That is the control of Congress's high command on their cadre base, their leadership on the grassroots. So voters clearly don't have a chance. Similarly, in Madhya Pradesh, after the 2023 assembly elections, where they were hoping out of thin air that they are going to swing back into power, but the results were almost a 3/4 majority for the BJP. After that, the complete leadership shift that has happened in the Congress party, they're still reeling to take control of the organization. The old war horses are not relinquishing their positions, and the new ones are desperate to latch on to. In this confusing state of affairs, where do you see them posing up a challenge before the BJP? I don't see it. So all of these typical North Indian underbelly seats are going to give sort of a clean sweep to the BJP, barring 1 or 2 here and there, which become deeply local because of certain local issues here and there. But largely speaking, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, it would be consistent. Consistent BJP sweep is what I anticipate.
And remember, both 2014 and 2019, the BJP won more than 90% of the seats here. Uttar Pradesh a slight exception in 2019 because of the Samajwadi Party BSP alliance. But really, it is in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan that the BJP will hope to completely dominate its opposition and get the momentum that it needs. So if the opposition is looking at the southern states to give it some momentum, in north and central India, the BJP hopes to establish its base. But we've been talking often of a northwest monsoon that was there in 2014 and 19 because it wasn't just north and central India. It was also one of my home states of Maharashtra that had given 42 out of 48 seats to the BJP. Now you've got seats going in the Marathwada and Vidarbha regions this time in Maharashtra. And therefore Maharashtra will be looked at very, very closely. This is a region where the BJP knows that it could be in for a bit of a fight in this election. As you see in those numbers there, the BJP hasn't dominated Maharashtra, and there have been alliance shifts also. The Shiv Sena, a section of it, of course, has moved to the opposition. Some of the factors I want to underline now. Maratha reservation factor. Is it on test in Marathwada? Where will key Dalit and OBC votes go this time? Is the BJP strategy of breaking Congress leaders like Ashok Chavan going to work? Because remember, Ashok Chavan is seen as the satrap of Nanded, a traditional Congress bastion. He's now switched to the BJP, become a Rajya Sabha MP. Maharashtra, Rahul Verma, out of all the states, remains the most complicated in many ways for many observers because of shifting alliances. I didn't mention the X factor of the Shiv Sena itself, powerful in some parts of Marathwada. Is this the one state where you could have real seat-by-seat local factors, whether it's Maratha reservation, whether it's agrarian distress, playing out much more sharply even in a Lok Sabha election?
So, Rajdeep, it is true that any observer or pollster would, not bet on Maharashtra at this moment of time. And the reason being, it's not just shifting alliances, but we don't know actually the strength of the two different factions of NCP on the ground and two different factions of Shiv Sena on the ground. And we also don't know which of these factions have been able to bargain better for themselves with the bigger party, say BJP, and whether they actually have the ground strength to be able to mobilize on that. And these things basically complicate. Just in any election, in any state, you are going to have these localized factors. If elections are going to become localized and at state level, then BJP certainly is going to have problem in 2024 elections. There's no doubt about it. In 2014 and in 2019, the national mood basically helped the BJP. As elections become local and local issues dominate, it becomes difficult for BJP's campaign narrative, which is around Prime Minister Narendra Modi and national issues. It becomes difficult for them. But I would still say, there are two things to be seen. One, how BJP is going to perform in the seats that it is contesting, which is now 30 instead of 25, and how BJP allies are contesting. I think BJP is largely going to hold on to its own seats. The allies might be not able to perform as BJP is going to do. So overall tally of NDA, because Shiv Sena has gone out of that group, overall tally of NDA is going to come down. But if you are going to see a complete reversal of even BJP not being able to hold on to its base in Maharashtra, then it can't be just Maharashtra's story alone.
That's an interesting point. I think this is something to emphasize. If there is any straw that the opposition wants to hold on to, it's in what Rahul Verma just said, that the more the elections get localized, the more the opposition comes into the game, as it were, and that can change results across states, not just in Maharashtra. Let me turn to the last region. We started south, then went north, then we've come to the west. Let's go and end in the east. X factors northeast, Assam, the remaining part of Assam goes to the polls. Is Himanta Biswa Sarma, the big boss of Assam? Is the CA NRC still playing out as an issue on the ground across the state? The Manipur violence, Manipur will complete its polling in parts in this second round. Is it an issue really beyond the state? And has BJP simply become the dominant party of the northeast? I also want to turn at this moment to Kaushik Deka. He knows this part of the country better than most as our editor for the India Today Northeast. Kaushik, is this a state where the BJP again is likely to sweep, given Himanta Biswa Sarma's complete domination at the moment of politics there?
Of the five seats that are going to polls, the BJP will find it difficult in two constituencies, Nagaon and Karimganj, simply because these two are dominated by the Muslim population. And still, BJP is hoping that they might sneak out because the Congress and AUDF both have fielded strong candidates, and there could be a split of Muslim votes in these two constituencies, and that may offer BJP a chance. And more than that, Himanta Biswa Sarma's aggressive campaign and his confidence in his performance that all the delivery mechanism, all the welfare benefits have reached the Muslim population also. And we could see that. I was there during his campaign. And I saw how he was engaged.
I'm showing pictures of Gaurav Gogoi. That's one of the key constituencies going tomorrow, Jorhat. Clearly, if the Congress has to make any impact in Assam, those are the seats they will have to win. Am I correct?
Yes, Karimganj and Nagaon, these are the two constituencies where the Congress can expect to win, but AUDF is also giving a tough contest. And what I was trying to mention is that Himanta Biswa Sarma, on his own, based on his performance record, is trying to reach out to the Muslim voters, and he's saying that the lower portion of the Muslim voters, I mean the economically, those who are at the lowest rung, they have started getting welfare benefits, which didn't happen earlier because middlemen used to corner. So that might give the BJP around, that's their claim, that they might get up to 20% Muslim votes. And if there is a split between AUDF and Congress, and strong Hindu consolidation in these Muslim-dominated two seats, that may give the BJP a chance and could be a 5-all even in these five constituencies. But to me, at the moment, it looks like 3-2. The two, simply because of the demographic advantage that Congress might enjoy.
Quick word from you, Rajat Sethi. It's a part of the country you know well. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, why is Himanta Biswa Sarma the boss of the Northeast? I mean, you look at the seat of Karimganj, which was being mentioned by Kaushik. Within the Karimganj Lok Sabha seat, there are two Congress MLAs, currently sitting MLAs. I think it's Kamalakhya Day and Siddiqui Ahmed. Both of them are openly campaigning for the BJP. So, whatever said and done, BJP has their act sorted in the Northeast. Assam also, you'll see surprising results. The division of Muslim votes.
Critics will say Sam Dam Danda Bhed.
Even in Manipur, by the way, let me tell you, the outer Manipur, where part of it is owned is where Kukis reside, the other part is where the Nagas reside. Naga is represented by the NPF party, which is in alliance with the NDA. That is their bastion, and NDA is going to win even the outer seat after the inner seat. You will see similar trends in Tripura Outer. Tripura Outer is again a tribal seat, but BJP has gotten into an alliance with the Tripura Matha, which is the local tribal party. And in all likelihood, that too is going to go to the BJP's kitty. So all in all, if you were to see, Northeast will remain a BJP bastion for years to come. And there is no amount of politicking that the Congress has been doing, unfortunately. And I think AIUDF will continue to play a spoiler, the way, say, BSP or Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi and all of these parties spoil India Alliance's prospects in the other states.
Let me therefore end with the state of West Bengal. BJP, the X factors here. Is the saffron vote intact? Remember, the BJP did remarkably well in West Bengal in 2019. It was their breakthrough election. They won 18 out of the 42 seats. Demand for Gorkhaland, a poll issue in parts of Darjeeling. Will that become an election issue this time? But the focus in North Bengal and indeed in the hills of Bengal is on whether the BJP can hold onto the vote. So very quickly, Sanjay Kumar, if I were to look at states which are competitive in this election, would West Bengal and Maharashtra fall into that category? You have states which we've discussed which seem to be one way. You seem to believe Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. By and large, the BJP will lose only 1 or 2 seats at best in some of these states. But if I were to look at competitive states, would these be the two, one in the east, one in the west?
No, absolutely. I completely agree, Rajdeep. This is a state, West Bengal, which is witnessing a very tough battle between BJP on one side and Trinamool Congress on the other side. I don't get a sense that there is much change when it comes to the support base of BJP or Trinamool Congress in West Bengal. So it is heading for an interesting contest. very difficult to say which party is ahead, but an interesting contest in West Bengal coming up.
But overall, as we enter the last couple of minutes, picking up from what you said, Rahul Verma, when this election cycle started a couple of months ago, and you could argue it started with the Pran Pratishtha that Prime Minister Modi had in Ayodhya, there was a sense that up ki bar 400 par. I'm not hearing up ki bar 400 par that much at the moment. Is there a sense of some realism creeping in that this election is not quite the done deal that all of us think it is?
See, Rajdeep, elections, once they start, they always become much more uncertain because you start hearing all kinds of noises and especially all kind of information from these like local level constituency, who's fighting whom and all those things, which basically complicates things and you start looking at the trees much more carefully than the entire big picture. I don't think anything has happened in last 15 to 20 days in a way that basically changes the structure of the competition. If you believe that there is something structural to politics, I don't think that has happened. 400 for NDA or 370 for BJP was always a clarion call. I don't think even BJP at that time would have believed that it will get those many seats, but that was largely to indicate a BJP southern strategy that everyone started talking, where will 370 come from, unless BJP breaks in southern India. And so I think that was the purpose of making that call. Of course, now that the turnout has gone down and you have all kinds of information seeping in, you will have this uncertainty till the exit polls come out and then the final result. I want to add something about West Bengal, which is the nature of competition in West Bengal, especially given what happened in Lok Sabha elections in 2019. At that time, Trinamool was taken by surprise and it prepared well for in the Vidhan Sabha election, and it kept BJP not being able to reach three digits in seats. I think BJP's vote share in Bengal is at a moment where any additional percent of vote is going to bring them more seats. And so what Trinamool is going to try to do is to stop BJP at where it was, because any more movement will start threatening Trinamool's vote even in assembly elections.
One final word from you, Rajat Sethi. Since the first and second round in the last week, we've seen the poll pitch being ratcheted up by the Prime Minister, Hindu-Muslim issues playing out, Mangal Sutra fears being put out. Is there a sense after that 4% drop that you need to enthuse the electorate to come out to vote? That maybe some of the core voters have not come out thinking of the inevitability of the outcome. Something. Has anything changed at all between round 1 and 2 in your view?
I think so. I think election has finally warmed up. We were expecting this to happen in the first phase, and we discussed this on your show as well. Now the election has been sufficiently warmed up. BJP organizationally has reached out to its cadre base, has really formed up the D-Day, the voting days, wake-up calls, the vehicle movements, the table management, all of those micro things that are needed have been, those nuts and bolts have been really tightened by the BJP. And also the Election Commission has increased the hours, understanding that the heat wave is intense. So they have expanded the voting from say 7 a.m. I think it goes up till 6 p.m. in most of the constituencies. So you will see greater polling, or polling percentages going back to the 2019 levels, which is a good sign for the electorate and for the democracy as a whole. Okay. I see higher polling, better prospects of BJP here onwards.
Okay, we'll wait and see whether that actually happens, whether this election actually, as it goes on, gets more localized, or does it become once again a national referendum on Prime Minister leadership? What happens to that clarion call of 400 par? But this is the round where the BJP will need to pick up momentum if it needs to ensure, without any doubt, a Modi hat-trick. The opposition, on the other hand, if it can pick up in states like Maharashtra and, dare one say, even in Karnataka, then who knows? It could be game on. For now, to all my guests for joining me here on our X Factors on the Political Rumble, thanks so much for joining me. And for you, the viewers, Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Samvidhan.